We are red. Red is on.
What's today? Looking for my agenda. Here it is. Today being Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. The time is 4:47. Let this meeting of the Tilton Board of Selectmen now come to order. Please let the record show that John Scanlon hasn't joined us yet, but I suspect he'll be here soon. Let us stand and pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So at this point, I'd like to go right into a non-public.
Okay, 11-2 non-public.
C, matter, I'll make a motion to go into non-public for C, matters which are discussed in public would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of the body or agency itself.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
St. John, yes.
Constantine, yes.
Dawson, yes. Majority.
We are red. Red is on.
Before I forget, I have a request from the town planner, Darius Hassan. He's requesting that the ZBA continue to use Attorney Radigan to represent them. The ZBA. The ZBA used Radigan for another case. This one's different. Appeal has been made to the Zoning Board of Adjustment on a planning board decision, and he would like Attorney Radigan, who's been working with the planning board on this case, to send a letter to the applicant in behalf of the ZBA.
So moved.
I agree.
Okay, motion to allow them to use Radigan for Autumn Drive.
That's so moved. Oh, okay. Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor of the motion on the table, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? That passes. Will you please let Dari know? Because he's anxious to get that resolved. Okay. Selectmen's reports. Anybody?
Two very quick things. I want to thank the Tilton School freshmen for raking the leaves of the seniors up on School Street this weekend. Great job. They do this. They're now in their 11th year of doing this for the town of Tilton. They have several groups that come out and do it.
Doesn't Public Works come along and pick it up?
And then that was my next thing. And thank you for Public Works because they set them out in Public Works the next work day goes out and picks all of the bags up into the leaf, puts them in the leaf pile. So thank you to both to Public Works in doing that. Thank you for everyone on the Halloween party. That was an amazing night. It was a great time. Almost 500 kids showed up. So it was a great night.
I wish I could have been there. Sounds nice.
Really was a good time.
I was made aware that there was a Halloween event at the Pines that the Old Home Day Committee put on.
The Old Home Day had a Halloween party at the Pines.
I think it was a costume party. There was a notice.
It was a costume party
Oh,
at the Pines. It was free. They didn't.
I was made aware of it after the fact. Did we know about this? Because is that something we could have put on the website?
I think it was on the bulletin boards, on the kiosk, and in your FYI folders.
Oh,
On Face page too.
on the what?
Facebook.
Oh,
It's on the flyer too, sent up by Karen.
Did anyone check the wall to see if the wall was done by Tilton School?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
It was done?
Yeah, they turned it
Pink
back, you
Floyd
can see
came?
the signs.
that's not where I was when she said wall.
Where are you, Berlin?
No, I was in Mexico.
Oh.
All right. Any more selectmen's reports? We've got to get to minutes. But does anybody have anything else for us?
Just, there's been some problems with the lights over on the islands. I think Rock might have addressed a little bit, but they're on during the day, but they haven't been on at night. It's probably from power outages and stuff.
We got them on the wrong 12 hours, is that it, John?
The AMs and PMs, and there was reports from some of the retail stores that there's been some of the transients that were camping out over there are back in town.
Ah, somebody will tell them it's gonna get cold.
So maybe that's why the electric bill was so high. They might have electric heaters.
And that was the pancake breakfast.
Oh, is that what this is? Oh, so the Pancake Applebee's, the senior center, they raised $512 at the pancake breakfast for the Tilton Senior Center Saturday. So thank you all who came out and supported the Tilton Senior Center. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Anybody else? John, thank you for taking care of those lights. You've been very diligent on that. Let's take a look at the minutes of October 12th. I just found a small thing on page 3, down under the little old business. The H in NH Solar Garden should be capitalized.
No, I disagree.
New Hampshire Solar Garden?
Correct. No, it's not.
They don't capitalize New Hampshire, NH?
They do not.
They don't?
They do not.
So I guess they're not referring to the state.
I'll double check, but I'm almost certain they do not. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
That's almost insulting.
Well, I know.
Thank you for checking on that. I see the invoice in here from Belmont. Oh, yeah, right. Village Pump and Irrigation Company. They winterized and removed the system. I had asked them to make sure they checked it for damage, and I see that there was none. Would you tell the applicant that drove the truck in over the sidewalk, let them know that there doesn't appear to have been any damage?
To the pump or to the system?
The system. He was going to, because it looked like they had run over one of the heads and pushed it down. Bob and I weren't sure if it was from mowers, the truck. I mean, my thought was if a heavy truck like that ran over it, it would be more damage than what we saw. But I asked them, and he said if there's any damage, it would appear on the invoice, so there isn't any. I'd like them to know they're off the hook. Is everybody done with the minutes of October 12th? We're still reading.
No, I'm on the next set. I'm good.
Oh. Okay. Any corrections, changes? No? All right. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of October 12th.
You need a second?
I need a second.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion on the table?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Oh, in favor.
Motion carries.
Oh, I was looking.
All right. Minutes of October 19th, please. I think I looked at this. On the first page, IT budget, the chief agrees to withdraw the evidence module from the budget unless he finds another way to purchase. That sounds like he's going to withdraw it from the budget, and if he finds another way of purchasing this, he's going to put it back in. So I think it should say, the chief agreed to withdraw the evidence module from the budget. He intends to find another way to purchase?
He may.
Or he may? What does everybody think about that? Did he say that he wanted to put it back in if he couldn't
That's what
find
Tim
another
said. That
way?
came from Tim's report. That was from Tim.
Is that what he said? That he wanted to, he would come back to ask us to put it back in if he couldn't pay for it another way?
He didn't say that. All he said was unless he finds another way to purchase.
Oh, okay, so that's where the origination of that, okay. Am I reading that wrong? Does everybody agree that just seems,
Yep, I do.
okay.
Am I looking at this right? Am I on the wrong line? God's sake. I read the wrong line.
Is everybody set with those minutes?
Yep.
Peter's still reading. Make a motion to accept the minutes of October 19th. I don't think we made any corrections. As corrected.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion on the table, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion,
Abstain.
abstentions.
Wasn't there?
Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So hold on a minute.
Go ahead. So this is not going to be in addition to the budget. This is not going to add the budget. You're using
This is
money that's
what we have
already
in
in your budget? All right, Tim, do you want to go through this, or is the chief going to go through it? Who's going to go through this? Who came up with the numbers?
So we took 96 hours per dispatcher of PTO.
Pull that microphone
We
closer.
took 96 hours of PTO per dispatcher using their current rate. The time and a half rate would be 37. And
The chair.
we did put the chair in. And we also put the dispatch holiday rate in there as well, so that we would cover their holidays as we do for the patrol officers. And we added dispatch shirts. The cap had suggested on the cold winter nights they would have a matching fleece to go with it. And we put a high number of dollar amount for shirts in there of 18. Short sleeves can be 12, but we erred on the side of caution and just use 18 for long and short. We put embroidery in there, a dispatch chair, and then Tim had recommended adding a side card to the telephone, which is the extra panel of buttons. And
we had already ordered this for the PD, but and the other thing too is that these are based on higher numbers. So where we could err to the maximum, we did. So the base rate for overtime, we're using the second half of the year, which would be after July, and not a blended rate. So we're using the high rate there. Also, you'll notice in the holiday calculation and in the garments, that includes 3. So this is in addition to, this incorporates our existing dispatcher in the garments.
I erred in not telling you, we are no longer non-public. I just want to make sure everybody knows that we're in public now.
right.
Okay. Go ahead,
And
sorry.
then down the bottom, we showed if we were to bring on a part-time dispatcher, which Nate recommends, the savings would be about $2,200 to cover those same vacation hours.
And the part-time dispatch rate used was $18.75. And that is higher than our current part-time wages for officers. So we
What happened
figured
to our
high.
part-time dispatch people that we had?
We had one that was promoted at Belknap into a newer role, and the other one took a job with state police.
Right.
How feasible is it to get another part-time?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been in communication with one already. That's reached out to us and said, hey, I don't want full-time, but I would love to be part-time, and it's well respected.
And we had those part-time positions to cover Terry, the current dispatcher.
We did.
We didn't have those for the 16, we had them.
For 8, yeah.
Prior to-
We knew we
Make sure
needed
that
them.
was clear.
Yeah.
So this is in addition to the dispatch that you gave us?
That's correct.
So these people aren't going to be part-time, they're going to be per diem, right? They're not going to have benefits.
No benefits.
So they're going to be per diem,
Per diem, essentially.
right?
Yeah, well, good, yeah.
Well, if it's-
We call them out, municipal, we call them part-time.
Aren't part-time people benefited
No.
Nope.
No.
Why, are they benefited with you
Yeah.
at the hospital? Yeah, no, not in,
Not these
Nope.
lavish.
The only time there are some benefits is if someone has like a permanent part-time basis, they could qualify for paid time off after a certain period of time, and only a portion of what a full-time employee would get. There's no medical benefits or, that sort of thing. But they would also have to, part-time employees have to earn over $10,000 a year in addition. Doesn't apply to them.
How many again people, part-time people would we hire? Or would we have staff?
I mean, my opinion is, it doesn't hurt us to have 3.
As many as want to do it?
Because
Yeah.
we're not giving them benefits, so there's no, it doesn't hurt for us to say,
Right.
great, we have 3 to choose from, so if one can't come in instead of filling with overtime, I can call a second part-time dispatcher, which was kind of our, I mean, I would really like to see part-time included, because it doesn't affect us to just have them there on the,
I say hire as many as you can, because that's my concern, so if somebody does call out sick, is that.
so we showed the
three
numbers
willing to
filling
come
it
in?
at a straight overtime rate of what it would be if we had to fill every day off that they took with an overtime.
that's what that number,
And then it goes
drops
down if we
drastically
have
if we have a part-time
part-time.
that's gonna cover it, which
We should
hopefully
have
can
part-time.
cover almost all of it. So that's the benefit of doing that with a part-timer is.
that's how Meredith does it. They have like 3, 4 part-timers.
And do you know people that would want to do that?
Got 2 lined up right now.
And how quick could they jump into our stuff? Is it the same equipment?
Well, it depends if we hire these other 2 to train them,
Like,
the other 2 full-time.
So it would be,
So
it would
it
cost
would need training, right?
well, one of them's already a
That was the
dispatcher.
original
Now-
There, he's a lieutenant with the fire department.
And he
so
would come down and,
He just wants to do part-time to fill in, which is
Same.
exactly what we want.
right.
So I think it's,
Oh, that's just me.
how much training would they need, like a day?
he would be,
That's-
whatever we would give these girls, a couple days of learning where things are other than that. is the job.
A couple days?
So that's what we're gonna do with them, is the admin days are take care of that stuff, learn parking tickets, but other than that, it's.
And if we took on more than just that part-time, we could take on someone who hasn't been certified or hasn't done dispatch and train them with these 2 full-time.
Because they're trainers.
And we have a couple of those that are interested, so
Yeah.
it just depends on how we want to proceed.
Awkward silence.
I'm good with the information.
Had to warm up.
You know, look at, you're waiting for me?
It had to warm up.
Oh, yeah, this thing, yeah. So is there any other information, Selectmen, that you want?
Not for me, but I think that they've put it in on the high end, and I'm satisfied with what I see.
I should have asked if everybody else had that copy.
I can make more copies if you want.
No, I should have asked. Does everybody have the previous? I mean, this is what we added to the budget. This isn't being added to the budget, but do you guys want a copy of this?
That's,
This is already in the budget, right?
This is in the budget. This is not an increase to the budget. This is what you're
We would-
using
I would-
within your budget.
Right, like the clothing would come out of my clothing line. but-
You've already got this in there.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna do-
chair would come out of my
Okay.
equipment.
this is that's the right number, right? 117, or was it one?
Yeah.
A couple numbers.
I can,
Yeah. And actually, one of them, I think, did you say was gonna?
I didn't know if that's the latest copy.
One was gonna-
Could, I.
We don't know for sure, but.
What's it?
Tim, is that look right?
let me just see on
Got the-
the health, because I think this was done before the health, we got our health rates. Let me see here.
So it would be less is what you're saying?
Yeah, so
But not much.
a little bit less.
Because the rates went down
A little bit.
a little bit.
So 116,848.
Well, yeah, so that's, yeah,
It's a little bit less.
okay.
But rounded up, I mean, I've looked at this as being 117,000 all along, so you're still right there.
Questions, selectmen's comments, needs? You need a calculator?
Yeah, let's see.
Use the musical one.
Yeah, there's a
I know there is, I showed her last time.
Plus,
What do you want me to do? Want me to add some things up?
so I came up with 129,333. It's the total cost. All right, actually it would be a little less because you have three, calculating this as the
At the high end would be
holidays.
139,
It says the
333.
holidays for 3 dispatchers
Right,
as
right.
opposed to
That's right.
2.
And also the
But
garments
the
are
big-
3. All the garments.
So it would be less than that.
Big, so it would be 5. So it would be less than that.
Right, right.
You said 139, 333.
129,333.
And it would be less than that because we have the third. Okay. I think go forward. That's my opinion.
So, let's have a motion,
All right.
please.
Make a motion that we go forward with the dispatch, hiring 2 dispatches at $19.50. The first half rate, $20.25. The second half rate, beginning date is November
Do we need a motion?
13th.
We should make a motion.
13th.
We're hiring.
And also to look into hiring at least 3 part-time to cover absences and any illnesses.
Second.
Any more discussion? We're actually not hiring, we are getting 3 qualified dispatchers that'll take care of our open slots,
That we didn't, that we
right?
have.
I mean,
Yeah, they're
it's not like
existing.
we're gonna have,
No, we have this position, they're already there.
Yeah.
They're not,
you're
they've left, so.
gonna get more people
we
to
can
cover.
replenish those, and again, it doesn't
Okay.
add anything to have
To the
them
budget
there.
or anything.
Right, I just
Bigger
wanted to
pool of
clarify
veterans.
that it's not like when the public
Not
work
adding
hires a part-time
Part-time,
person, they're
it-
physically there working.
Correct.
These people are there in the background, waiting for us to call them to come in and cover open slots.
Correct.
I just want to clarify
You'll
that.
still be presented with PARs when they
Yes,
select
because
those
they will
people.
qualify.
That's right. That's
Right.
part of our
The employees.
Yeah.
employment process, yeah.
All right, any more discussion? All those in favor of the motion on the table, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, board.
Remember what was said here tonight, please. Start that down with Peter so it comes back up all the way.
See you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good night.
You can go home and drink now.
Sure.
Does that include me?
Oh, I think he almost did downstairs.
When do we present to the budget committee? The first?
It is, it's really up to you. We're not on the schedule as yet. Usually it's the end of November.
Well, last time we did the first week in December.
Yeah, I think,
Last year. The second week, I mean, I'm sorry.
and that gives them December to work through it and January. You know, that gives 2 months. So, you know, somewhere, I would say as soon as it's done, we would provide it to them. and make a
Well,
presentation, but
I find it interesting that we're presenting our budget to the budget committee. It's not required. We
No.
have to prepare our budget. It's
That's
the
good.
default budget. What we're doing is going to the budget committee, and if we have lines that they have reduced or increased, we're going to have a conversation about it and see if we can be on the same page. And if we're not, then we'll go to town meeting and make our pitch.
Well, the reason why I asked that was, I was wondering if there was any way that we could
Okay, thanks.
forego the budget discussion tonight and go and have it next week, the first thing. And, I know we have a week, and I know it's putting Tim off because he's done an awful lot of work on this, but it's now 8 o'clock at night.
What does everybody think of that? We don't have anything scheduled for next week, I don't think.
Do we?
Yeah, I wanna,
Ashley?
And we can do this nice and fresh at like 5 and
if
5
I,
o'clock and,
can I just point out a few things in this too?
okay.
So it has the updated expenses as of today, and to save space, I've shown an average of 2013, 14, 15, and 16 instead of the individual columns. So if you want to access the columns, just look at one of your old reports.
Oh, I see.
But that way you'll be able to see the selectmen's budget column, budget changes that the selectmen make, and then the budget committee changes. And there are a few budget committee votes that you'll see down in the outside agencies. I included the revenue projection, and then on the very back page, I included the tax rate estimate for 2018 based on our appropriation, the estimated revenues, so on and so forth. So, so you can take a look at that, and of course I'm always available if you have any questions.
Where's the
The-
budget committee changes? Oh, way
They'd be
over
in
to
the
right, I
far
see.
right-hand column. One thing that the board should start thinking about very soon are warrant articles. So if there are large items coming up, for instance, with the possibly something with the police building study committee or other things, so those should be identified soon.
Right. I'm asking, because the last day for petition warrant articles is February 6th.
Mhm.
I don't believe we're going to have any bond issues.
No, but I'm thinking in terms of, the work should be done now to identify any needs that would require a warrant article. And I did include a listing of the 2018 projects that Joyce had identified. Those are in my report too as well. I did give you a few updates, which you've probably seen. And most important thing that is in your to-be signed folder is the PO2 warrant. Yeah,
Do we need to have that tonight?
no, non-public?
I didn't see the warrant.
The warrant's in the to-be signed folder.
Would that affect us on Monday for the meeting?
No, not at this point. Right.
Can you fill me in later?
Hmm?
Okay.
So as I said, the warrant for the tax bills is in the to-be signed folder, and we need to make sure everyone signs that. And then it'll go to Cindy tomorrow, and
I missed it.
It's in,
It's in one of the folders.
it's in the FYI file.
it's in the FYI.
If it's in the,
orange.
it's
Must
in
be
this
in
one.
there.
yeah, there's one in there.
Okay, so
How'd it get in FYI?
I don't know, but
So
that may have been my
shuffle.
mistake. I don't know.
There it is. Oh, and I already signed it.
Okay.
Darn.
And that's all I have.
I'm sorry, explain to me again why we need to work on warrant articles when we really have about 3.5 months?
Because let's say that I don't know. Let's say there's a serious deficiency with the salt shed, and something needs to be built instead of it, or the roof of the town hall. I know there's some talk about allocating some money for repairs up there. But maybe when someone comes and looks at it, there's something bigger required, or the masonry pointing. I don't know. It's just that if we wait too long, it may be difficult to get estimates and then understand if there's anything really large. And then that gives you an opportunity to prioritize which things you want to bring forward to town meeting.
We're supposed to get that estimate for the pumpkin. Did he come in yet? Did we call him back? And
That's 20 years in the making.
the guy that did the
That's a yours.
Stonehenge.
At
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
She's gonna be busy
Yeah.
with wood stoves and inserts and all.
But
right
he
now.
said he would give us an estimate before the budget season for repointing.
And maybe better left for next week, but there's some ideas about reconfiguring downstairs, and has to do with the creating a place for all the IT equipment, an IT closet. So where we can bring up the equipment that's in the basement. The basement is really in bad shape. That's really all I have. It's
Messy.
yeah, I can take you through it offline and show you down there.
Come in.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you, Tim, and I'm sorry, but exhausting that
Thank
other
you for saying
process
that.
was. Really appreciate your help on that.
Sure.
Anything else? Anybody?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, I
John,
do. I think we should have a non-public for about 5 minutes, some important stuff, and with the chief regarding the motor vehicle accident.
Everybody?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, refresh my memory. What is that? D? B?
Personnel?
We're not dismissing, promoting, or compensating. Motion to go into public for C matters which if discussed in public would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of the body or agency itself. I just said that a little while ago.
Second.
All those in, roll call vote, please.
Fogg, yes.
St. John, yes.
Constitution, yes.
Dawson, yes. Camera, please.
Camera, please.
We're red as well. Oh, I was waiting for you to turn.
Yes.
Oh, I was doing your other one. I forgot the.
Motion to seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to personnel
Second.
Permanently?
permanently.
Second. Fogg, yes.
Constitution, yes.
Dawson, yes.
Motion to
Scanlon,
adjourn.
yes.
Second.
Yes.
Absolutely brutal. Where's the other one?
Thank you, everybody.
Hear it.
That was absolutely.
What? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
There was?
You missed it.
I did miss it.